Alright team, really quick. Today is Friday, September 20th, 2019. And I want to go over the 3 trades that we actually did a video on Tuesday, September 17th. We did a video for the Euro GBP, the NZD, USD, and the British Pound Nzd. So we took a look at those trades. We looked at potential trade setups in that video, and we analyzed the market. So we actually took those trades throughout the week. So in this video, I just want to go over the end result of those trades. I have closed all of those trades just so we can go ahead and make this video and just get an idea of the strategy, how the strategy works, the new level strategy, and to look at the trades that we talked about earlier this week to see what the end result was. Okay, so the first pair you see on the screen is the NZD USD, and we're looking at it on the weekly chart. Now you guys know, trading the new level strategy, we always start on the weekly chart to get an overall bias of which direction the market is moving. Okay, here you see that the market, the overall bias of the market is in a downtrend, right? Coming into the week, we noticed that price broke this level. It went back up to test this 2-year level of resistance. So we felt as if price was going to go ahead and from this level continue on this move down this week. Okay, now to confirm what we see on the weekly chart, we would pan over to the daily chart and essentially look for the same story on the daily chart as what we see on the weekly chart to confirm our bias of the down move. And as you can see, for the past 5 days in this move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, price did exactly what we thought it would do, right? From this level of retesting this resistance right here, price went ahead and started its move back to the downside. Alrighty, now from that point on, we will go over to the 4-hour time frame. Okay, the 4-hour time frame shows us price movement at the beginning of the week, so we can get a understanding or a bias as to where we want to go ahead and enter the trade. So if you look at the price movement for this week, we see price came out, it faded a little bit to the upside, and just as we predicted from the weekly and the daily time frame, price started its movement down, gave us a slight pullback during the week, but then continued down to the level of support. Alrighty, so here's how we were able to get into that trade, going down to the 1-hour time frame for a potential entry. Alrighty, so here's Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, and Tuesday. Right, we'd actually, I believe in this trade, we actually set a sell limit order that didn't get hit on Tuesday, but we also noticed on Wednesday that price was giving us a pullback, so we adjusted the entry and we was able to get into this trade. Let's take a look at the exact trade now. I'm going to go ahead and drag the trade onto the chart, and there it is. So again, on Tuesday, price gave us a pullback. Our initial pullback for entry was around this area here. Okay, we noticed that price didn't pull back far enough to actually put us into the trade around this area. So what I did was I went ahead and I saw when price left the station, so to speak, I went ahead and I adjusted the entry from a sell limit order to a sell stop order right here with a stop loss of 46 pips, and we rode the market all the way down to this level of support of a gain of around 63 pips on this trade. Okay, so 63 pips was the profit for that trade, and that position closed out, I believe here it closed out early Friday, directly to the take profit. Essentially guys, this trade had 0 drawdown in it. So 63 pips on this trade. Let me go ahead and open up my calculator and bring that in. So 63 pips. Alrighty, so the next pair we want to look at is the Euro British Pound. Alrighty guys, so this pair that you see on the screen now is the Euro GBP. This was actually the first trade in the analysis of the previous video. Okay, now again, we go through the same exact process when we're deciding which trades we're going to take and in which direction we're going to take these trades. If you look at the Euro GBP on the weekly chart, you see price touched support earlier this year. It went up to this level of resistance, and based on this level of resistance, price is beginning to turn around to potentially challenge this level of support again. So what we saw this week is after this candle close here, this weekly candle close, we projected that price would continue in that direction to the downside. Now, what do we want to see from this point? Well, we want to see the same exact thing showing us on the daily time frame. So let's go over to the daily chart. Alrighty. Now, here on the daily chart, again, we see the same thing. Coming from this level of resistance, we see price is beginning to start its move to the downside. And based on what we analyzed on the weekly chart, we have a bias that price will continue to go down all the way to this level. Okay, so let's look at what happened in the last 5 days. And remember, this is a daily chart. So each candle represents one day. So Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Sunday going into Monday. So here is your candle, your Monday candle right here. And again, like we projected, price broke. This is the candle leading into Friday. This is Friday's close. Price broke this level on Sunday, Monday, and continued to the downside. Alrighty, as we predicted. So what you want to see, you want to go down to the 4-hour time frame, because we know essentially the 4-hour time frame shows us the price action for the entire week. And since we project that price is going to go to the downside, what we want to see is a pullback into the level of structure on the 4-hour. So you want to see price begin to move up and then go ahead and give us a reversal to continue on in the overall direction of the trend. So let's look at that 4-hour time frame now. Let's see if we get that. And here it is, guys. So here is where the week began, right here at this session break line. You see price pulled up. Okay. Now, what gives us an indication that price is going to reverse? Well, price is pulling up, and it's challenging a level of resistance right here. After this candle, you see price weakened, and it gave us a move to the downside. Also, you see you have a good sloping trend right here off the 36 period moving average. So this is a nice sloping trend. Price bounces up to the 36 and it gets rejected. So price is trading below the 36 period moving average. We also use the 36 period moving average as a trend line in the new level strategy. Nevertheless, you see price comes out on Sunday, Monday. It pulls up and it gives you that move all the way to the downside. And you want to at least project price to go to the next level of support right here. Next level of support. All right. So back to the 1-hour time frame. How do we actually enter the trade? Go to your 1 hour. I'm not sure which day this trade executed, but I believe it was on Tuesday. So Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. So it was believe it was this day here. It could have been late Monday, but price pulled up as we wanted to see to give us a move back to the downside. Let's go ahead and drag the trade onto the chart. Here it is, guys. So yeah. So I see right here, this was a sell stop order, not a sell limit order. When price closed below is where we got into the trade. Stop loss went behind essentially the high of the previous week to give us a 1-to-1 risk to reward. So if we go right here, we actually risked 126 pips on this trade. We closed the trade out for, we actually closed the trade for we actually closed the trade for about 33 pips. Okay. Now, why did we close the trade? Well, we were actually up in this trade about 65 pips. But the reason why I closed this trade, guys, is just to do this video. Just wanted to have all the positions closed so we can go back and analyze what happened. What I project next week is for price to come back into structure somewhere around this area and continue its move to the downside. And that would be a trade I would look to actually hop back on. But for the sake of this video and completing this analysis, I went ahead and closed this trade early. so we can actually take a look at this position. But as you can see, just as we projected on this pair, price actually moved directly to the downside based on our bias looking at the weekly time frame. Okay, alrighty, so let's go to the final pair that we added to the video and see how it turned out. Okay, now for the last trade that we took on this week, we looked at the British Pound Nzd. And again, let's go ahead and go over to the weekly time frame so we can start analyzing this pair. So what do we see during the week? Last week we see price closed at this point in the uptrend. So what could we project? Well, we projected price to continue on to challenge this level of resistance. So essentially we were looking for a move to the upside. Let's go over to the daily chart. So on the daily time frame, let's go back the last 5 days. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. Okay, now we see after Monday, price started to break above this level of resistance, and we had also already identified that on the weekly chart that our bias was to the upside. So we went ahead and placed a buy order here to get in front of the momentum, right? Momentum pulled us into the trade all the way to the upside for about 350 pips. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame to see how the week started. Look for our pullback to the downside to join into the trend going up. All right, now this is perfect. So you see right here, this session break is the beginning of the week on the 4-hour time frame. Again, on the 4-hour time frame, guys, these session breaks show weekly price action. Weekly price action. So the week starts here and it ends here. So at the beginning of this week, price went down. We see it fade to the downside as we predicted. It's bouncing off or attempting to challenge a level of support for our move to the upside. Okay, down, move to the upside. In order for us to buy into the market has to create sellers. Let's look at this on a 1-hour time frame for entry. We're going to drag the trade onto the chart. So here we go, guys. Entry was here. So price came out, faded to the downside. Okay. We placed our buy order right above this level because we want to be in the momentum of the trend. Price executed there and it gave us 350 pips to the upside. Actually 300, that looks like about 358 pips to the upside. There it is. So that was essentially, guys, that was the trade of the week. So 358 pips. Okay, now in total for these trades we were around 475 pips in total on all 3 positions for these trades. And as you can see, it's essentially the same thing. We look for our momentum on the weekly time frame. We want our daily time frame to confirm exactly what the weekly is saying. Okay, then we go down to our 4-hour time frame, which begins that week. We would like to see a move in the opposite direction as a pullback, and then a reversal off that move to join in the overall momentum or overall trend of the move showing on the weekly and the daily time frame. And then on the 1-hour time frame, we look for 1, 2, 3 pullbacks to go ahead and take entry on those trades for the week. Alrighty, this is essentially the basics of the new level strategy. Guys, if you found value in this video, please like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the page. Thank you for your time. Have a good weekend.